From a hobbyist to a thriving artist 30-day challenge, day 5. I'm so excited. Today we will talk about limiting beliefs. It's the part 2. If you haven't watched the first video of limiting beliefs, I highly recommend you to watch it right here because we're going to talk about the results. I ask you a few questions about limiting beliefs that you might have, and you answer those questions, and now we're going to look at what they mean. And now, looking at your answers, you will decide what limiting beliefs you might have. The first question was, I don't feel good enough to earn money from art full-time. If you said yes to this, not feeling enough might be your problem. And in order to feel enough, we need to think about what actually we achieved so far. Instead of focusing on our failures, we need to focus on what we achieved in our lives, what our successes was, and how well we improved in years.
Now I wanted to share with you the results, like what you said in that form, how you answered, and what the results look like. Let's look at it together. I don't see myself good enough to make a full-time living from art. Well, 50% said yes.
And number 2 says, when my friends or my family ask for my artwork for free, I cannot say no. This might be caused by some self-worth problems, but I'm not saying you don't have self-worth at all. It's not what I'm saying, because I suffered from this a long time ago as well. I was not able to say no because I thought that they would not love me if I said no, or they would respect me less. But on the contrary, I realized that if I tell them no, this is worth something, and I spend so much time on it, then my loved ones cared about me more and supported me more and respected me more. If you feel that it's difficult for you to say no, then we need to go back and think about where our self-worth was wounded in our past and try to heal that wound.
I cannot say no when the people I know ask for a discount or free artwork, and 100% said true, which is very interesting, and it's very sad because that means we have a problem here about how to say no.
If you're having difficulty pricing your art as well, if you said yes to this question, are you having trouble pricing your art, then this might be again about self-worth. I highly recommend you to look at some meditations online, or you can read about it, how we can increase our self-worth and how this can help us in the future.
I find it difficult to price my art. Interesting, 100%. So that means that we are really having trouble in finding the right price for our art. And definitely we need to think about the core problem that we are facing here.
The next question was, I am having trouble with time management. If you are having trouble with time management, there might be several reasons for it, but being a perfectionist is one of them. Procrastination is another thing. And actually we talked about this during this challenge. If you haven't watched that video, it's right here.
I have a problem with time management. 75% said yes. That's again a lot of people, guys. And when I look at the answers, I see that most of them are talking about there are too many things that I have to do. I procrastinate and I get distracted so easily. So it's making time management really difficult.
The next question in the survey was, I want to focus on a lot of things at the same time. Let's say I want to do oil painting, I want to do watercolor, I want to do drawing and everything like that. So I'm all over the place. If that's your answer, maybe it might be due to fear of failure. Let me explain. If you focus on different things at the same time, you become mediocre in all of them, which is good because you prove yourself, because you're a good artist anyway. And of course, you're going to do a mediocre job very easily. And that's going to prove to you that, oh, you're doing well. You managed this too. Check and move on. Oh, you did this well too. Check, move on. You feel good. But if you stay on one course and if you become a professional, an expert on that area, it scares you. You have to be really successful there, and success brings extra responsibilities. So it might be because of this that you are kind of avoiding sticking with only one path. But at the same time, we're creative, so we like to jump around and try new things. So
I'm interested in more than one category of art, and I find it hard to stay committed to one. Only 25% said yes, so that's great, guys.
Subconsciously, I believe that I cannot make money from art. This is not true. I know from myself and also from my clients that it's not true. We can make money, we can make actually good money, but if you're not believing in that you can do this, then that's a big limiting belief from the very beginning. You need to look at the positive examples, not the negative ones.
I think subconsciously I believe that it is not possible for me to make money with art. It's 50-50. Again, 50% is a lot. We need to change our mindset. We need to change our way of thinking. We need to believe in ourselves.
Subconsciously, I'm afraid of being successful. This is an interesting one because we know that being afraid of failure is a very common thing, but being afraid of success is never heard of. Before a big project, before you launch something big, before your exhibition, you might feel stressed out because that's a big responsibility. The higher you climb up the ladder, the more painful the fall will be. You know that. So this scares you. This is very natural. But if this fear is sabotaging you, then that's another problem. For example, you have a big exhibition coming up, but you're dragging your feet and you're not painting, and then you're not going to meet the deadline, then that's a big problem. So if this is a limiting belief for you, you have to work on that as well.
The idea of being really successful somehow scares me. 50% said yes, 50% said no. Again, it's interesting. That means some of us are really being scared of being successful.
I cannot finish any project that I start. There might be several reasons why this is happening. I feel that, again, all the constant need to feel successful, the constant need to feel achieved is one of the reasons that we might be actually not able to finish any project, because we are afraid that we are not gonna like the end result, and that's why we keep going to a certain level in the process and then we give up. I think the frustration of leaving a project in the middle is less painful than finishing a project and ending up with a bad result in our minds.
I'm little of a too perfectionist, and 50% said yes, 50% said no. I knew this. There are so many perfections out there, and we always think that that's a good thing, but you know, if it's too much, it's never good. And finally, I struggle with finishing things that I start. 25% said yes, 75% said no. That's great. That means most of you are able to finish the projects as you start, but some of us are not that lucky.
So overall, as your assignment today, I would love you to think about those limiting beliefs that you might have. Just watch yourself, like be mindful about what you're saying, with the words you're using, what you're thinking in the back of your head, your fears, and what limiting beliefs might be stopping you from the success that you're looking for. Tomorrow, I will be here with the day 6 of our challenge. I'll see you then.